Hello and welcome. I am just getting my live stream started, so welcome in. Alright, so if you guys want to find out about your soul ties, there are a few ways to do that. You can get a live mini read, or you can get the full story in a report. And then I'm also going to do some free glimpses into why you met and what you're doing. Okay, so let's take a look. For 918, and then your person for 3. Okay. So this is a karmic relationship, and that is your first connection, your purpose together. And then you're meant to share a lot of harmony, compatibility, longevity, a lot of soothing energy. You do have destiny together, so congrats. This is a love that is meant to last. But there is some kind of evolution you guys are meant to experience coming into greater alignment, so that may be a dissolve and a disconnect before something evolves into more magical love. You do have 2 of these, so love will go through something like that twice. Not always is it a separation, but sometimes it is. I'm also seeing a lot of pure love between your souls, a lot of good karma. This is known as a Venus miracle, so it gives you this ability to get back to pure love relatively quickly. Whatever problems come your way, friction, frustration, it's just easy to maintain that pure love. There's a lot more to your story, but these little micro readings are just designed to give you some fun insights. And you guys are welcome to book in the link, which is in the upper left corner. Just click there. The report is called Soul Ties Report. And then there's like 5 or 10 minute reads as well. Big congratulations on that. I know that karmics have a negative stigma. There is no negative connotation here, okay? I do see some intensity with Mars and Saturn, but that's nothing I can unpack in a minute, I promise you. You are strong mirrors. You're bringing each other into self-awareness. And then, let me see who's giving in this karmic relationship. It is 918 that gives to 4-3 in this karmic tie. This does produce a magnetic attraction, and so do these Mars connections. I would most definitely blame any intensity that you may experience on Mars, not so much the karmic tie. Unless the giving receiving is not flowing as it's meant to, there can be friction there. So the key is to keep that energy flowing, the giver and the receiver doing their parts, giving and receiving without expectation. All right, you guys, I'm going to dive into the next free reading. But keep in mind you can book a 5 or 10 minute read, or just get the full report emailed to you by clicking on my photo. It's going to take you where you need to be to either get the report or a live reading. You're so welcome. You are so welcome. Some of the comments are filtered, you guys. I'm not sure why sometimes that happens, but it does. Guys, I'm having some issues with my software today, like literally the whole entire day. All right, so for cool people 801, please let me know 1126 if you're still here with a long pause. I'm not sure if you scrolled for 1126 and 126. Let me know if you're still here. Okay, maybe they scrolled. All right, let's read for Chef 22 and 819. All right. Oh dear, hold on. Goodness. Thank you for the gifts and the hearts and the likes and all that, you guys. Thank you so much for interacting with the live. Okay, so for Chef, I've got your connections coming up. Pardon the pause there. I think we're intact now. Let's take a look. All right, yes. All right, so from what I see, you guys have, hold on one second. What did I just do? Oh, I swear this software is driving me nuts today. It just took your partner's birthday and then copied and pasted it on your, okay, hold on, just give me 2 seconds to, I did that one time earlier today. Super weird. Okay, let's do this one more time. Okay, there we go. Okay, so you guys have destiny. Congrats. This is a destined soulmate. This is your happily ever after. Love is meant to go through an evolution where it becomes something better than it ever was. It's more magical. But first, in nature, we know a caterpillar dissolves before it becomes a butterfly. Love does something similar where it completely transforms and feels like it's over, or it might feel like a disconnect, or just that nothing will ever be the same. You guys are going through a metamorphosis when that happens, and love is meant to evolve, become magical, and then the longer you stay together, the better and better love gets. So congrats. It is known as a cosmic reward. You're meant to receive rewards after love evolves. I do see some intensity in your love. I see Pluto with Mars and Saturn, and that's always going to feel like a twin flame journey where you're magnetically drawn together, a little obsessive compulsive. There can be a little bit of repellent in there as well because you're doing soul work together. And it is your partner that is Pluto to you, so they bring out the best in you, and then they cause you to evolve a lot quicker. They are your catalyst. So hold a lot of self-acceptance for yourself and compassion as you're going through, like you're the little butterfly, but your whole love is a butterfly too. There's a lot of transformation in this love. Your souls have set out to do a lot, but in an energetic and emotional climate that's very conducive to that, all of the above. You've got a lot of pure love here, and so much harmony, which this is found in the longest lasting loves. It's that soothing energy that when you're apart, you crave and miss, and then when you're together, you feel complete. It's yin-yang energy, and you are the moon and they are the sun. And the moon, you, emotionally grounds your partner. You are the safe haven, also attuned to their emotions. Now, they, being the sunshine, they're taking the lead, bringing ideas and experiences, direction into your love. And so, yeah, it feels empty without each other, feels complete together. So this is nice to see when there are these painful soul ties. These are very important soul work, but again, they are the most painful connection. There's a lot more going on here, but you guys do have past life love. This is love at first sight and a lot of good karma together. The deepest soul bond. So I'm seeing at least 3 soulmate connections right out the gate. So fun to know, right? So I don't do gifts for readings. Somebody had asked, but the comment got filtered. You guys, sometimes these comments are getting filtered. I just unfiltered 2 comments, so you'll see the comments that were filtered right there. I'm not sure why that happens. So the free readings are just free. They're just 1 minute, or sometimes I'll just tell you your past life loves and you have destiny together, and then I'll move on to the next one. But sometimes I'll kind of unpack it a little bit. It just depends for the freebies. And then, yeah, you cannot purchase the free runs. They're just free. I appreciate the gifts. I believe it's like reciprocity and generosity and like just at will if you choose to do it. And I so appreciate that. But there's no way for me to keep track or exchange, and you would pay so much more in gifts than you would just in getting a reading, because TikTok takes like 70%. So there's not really a fair exchange. Does that make sense? So I've never set a precedence where that was ever a thing, although it's quite appreciated, like the interaction, the engagement. I definitely appreciate it. The only way to actually get a longer reading or a paid reading or to get in line is to click on my link in the upper corner, upper left, and then you will see the Stan Store link, which will take you here. So there's the report. It gets emailed to you, and the 5 and 10 minute reads are only $12 or $22. So very easy to get those. My Cash App is here if you prefer that. When you click here, it's going to take you to a PayPal button. You do not have to have PayPal. You can click there on the next screen below the PayPal button where it says enter your email. Just click continue as a guest, and then it'll have you enter your email and then bypass that and just enter any card. So whichever way you guys prefer. My voice sounds like the YouTubes I used to watch. Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. All right, guys, make sure not to put your full date of birth, though, because then I have to mute to get the dates off the screen. Don't put the year. I know it's hard to see, but don't put the year because it violates TikTok guidelines. I also don't need it to read it for the soul ties. All right, let's dive in for the next reading. Takia. I'm probably getting your name wrong. I'm sorry. 87 and 115. I said it correctly. Oh, awesome to know. Love it. Okay, so 87 and 117. What I see for you guys is fate brought you together, and you are the dream person to your partner. You're awakening them in ways they've never felt with anyone else, and you're deeply psychically and spiritually connected. So it is said that the soul, and this is going to deviate from astrology and dive into some esoteric knowledge. It is said that the soul has 120 different layers, and that layers 4 and 5 of the soul are your deep psychic and spiritual connection. And this is where you're connected, which is why you're feeling each other's emotions and desires, actually thinking each other's thoughts. Like you're putting it out there and your person's thinking it too, okay? So, they say be careful what you wish for, be careful what you think. because pretty soon you're going to be, thinking each other's thoughts and you don't know who thought it, right? Also, like when you get a text from your person, you're like, I was just thinking of you. That happens a lot, right? And couples can develop that over time too. But it's from the beginning of time, like when you first meet, that's already going to come natural to you guys. So that's really cute. And then your person sees you in the best light. You fulfill a lot of their inner dreams and fantasies. And this stems from a past life where you had either a common purpose together, or maybe contributing to the well-being of others, or some kind of spiritual mission or spiritual attainment in that lifetime. This may also be part of your story in this lifetime together. And if not, you're definitely stirring romance in your partner's heart, which would help them do what they're here to do. Which, if you get a full report, you can kind of get a glimpse into. I'm going to tell you one thing about your partner's path. Is there, when they're aligning to themselves, okay, because we can sometimes come into greater alignment with the intrinsic true nature of our soul. They are a very generous, philanthropic soul, and artist, okay? They're meant to do something very philanthropic in this lifetime, so you could inspire that. From what I see with your souls coming together, you may also do that together. Also, I just want to give you another, you also a soul compliment. You, more than most, understand the karmic laws. Like your soul already gets it. So that's why you don't like to keep debts. You might not be a fan of credit cards because you're like, I don't want to owe anybody anything. Like even it's hard for you to accept people doing you favors unless you can pay them back. You have a strong sense of like knowing that what you put out is what you get back. And very beautiful. If more could align to that wisdom, it's your soul's wisdom. So very cool. Now I'm also seeing the ways your souls are tied is you are past life loves. This is love at first sight. It's also lust at first sight. There's a lot of passion, okay? Mars is a curious energy because it stirs up passion and aggression. So the key is to keep this flowing through your physical activity together, being the key word. Like hobbies, passions, passion projects, bedroom activities, work together, just anything you could possibly do. Because there are two of these, it's extra important to know fireworks, just like Mars, they're not meant to burn things down, but they can get destructive like that. Mars too. If you're not harnessing it and spending it, this will shock you. The first shocking, heartbreaking argument was most likely Mars related. If you haven't crossed that bridge and you get there, just remember I said that, okay? If you've been together for 20 years, I don't know. You can blame and thank Mars for that passion, aggression, and yeah, that's the key on repeat, keeping that energy moving. There's a lot more to that, but that's good to know, like for the, these little micro readings. It's a lot to unpack. It's about 10-minute explanation. But again, if you get the report, you dive into all of the details and the ins and outs of that energy. But I wanted to bring that out because it is in your first connection. So wouldn't you know, it is the most potent energy. It's 25% of your energetic chemistry. So number one, this love probably took off like crazy, uncontrollable passion, but that passion also doesn't fade. But sometimes that pattern of anger can really confuse a couple, especially when you have combined that with Pluto and Saturn. It is so loaded with work, and intensity. So that is a recipe for questioning, what do we have here? Is this our fairy tale or isn't it? I see the fairy tale. I also see a lot of passion, but harnessing that energy is your best key out of all, in my opinion, professionally and personally. So that's why I chose that to throw out more insights on. Let me see what else. You guys also have the deepest soul bond, very spiritually connected with that soulmate connection. So just initial observations, you've got a couple of soulmate connections, actually 3 romantic soulmates, past life loves with the deepest soul bond. It's a very spiritually fulfilling. All right. Who did I just read for? All right, so somebody who is saying God's favorite, newsflash, because I read the Divine Matrix and I read every soul's age and development and incarnation. And that, like, saying that you're God's favorite, that's cool. I'm glad that you believe that. But what I know to be true, because I read every soul, is that y'all are God's favorite. Some of you want to claim it, and that's great, but there's not one soul that is better than the other, because there are some that are highly protected because they're going to need that protection in this life. There are some that are more gifted because they've developed their gifts. There are some souls who are connected to divine love because they have developed that over lifetimes and lifetimes. There are some souls who are brainiacs of the planet, and those are Mercury souls, and they are here to solve the world's problems, and they could be God's favorite for that reason. There are some souls that are energetically gifted, that they can move mountains. Their faith can move mountains. Their energy work can move mountains. Their energy work can heal the world. Those might be God's favorite too. I could tell you why every single person would be God's favorite if you gave me like 3 years. I could put it all in like a whole vlog. It would take me like 3 years, I swear. But I know human nature, and I know the soul's intrinsic true nature. I also know your soul planet, which is your purpose and your mission. We all have a very invaluable mission on this planet. So here's what the ancient Mayans have to say. And this is not to discount or discredit your own view on yourself. Like, by all means, please always emphasize the fact that you are glorified in the eyes of God. I hope we all feel that way. But let's also not put anyone beneath us. That's my, I'm gonna, if I may add to that, okay, because I do read this, and it's important to me to set a respectful environment in here so that no one feels less than. We're all feeling increased in this environment, right? So anyways, derailed what I was going to say, but the ancient Mayans, their calendar, the Tzolk'in calendar, reads your cosmic identity. And it is their belief that the answer to universal peace and harmony is when we are all aligned and in tune with our own frequency, and we are playing our part, no matter what that is, because everyone's part is so valuable. We can't have anyone out of harmony, or we have disharmony and disease. So the answer, again, the ancient Mayans say, to world peace and oneness is everyone playing their part. So that's pretty cool. I also read that through another system of ancient astrology, again, through the Tzolk'in calendar. It's Tzolkin calendar, if you want to look that up. But the astrology I'm reading now is from another ancient calendar. It's called the Book of Destiny. It was taken to be preserved by the Order of the Magi so that it would not be lost or destroyed, which is why these ancient truths were taken away. And I read twin flames. That is an actual real thing. They're only born 15 days out of the year. They are among the most ancient souls. They've already ascended. They don't have to become human again, and they choose to. So they divide themselves into 2 separate souls. It's a soul split, and it's very painful. And they meet for a very specific purpose, but they don't always stay together. So yeah, there's a lot of ancient truths here, but those souls are not any more special than any other souls, okay? But they are considered earth angels. Yes, they are. They don't have personal karma. They come here on a specific soul mission, but don't we all? I read that. So ancient Sanskrit astrology talks about the soul planet. It is the highest degree planet, sun or moon in your natal chart. And we're not talking about any of the like Lilith or midheaven or any of the nodal points. Those are mathematical points, not Chiron, not any of that. We're only talking about the planet, sun or moon. It's the highest degree. So that would be your soul planet. And you can actually visit this website, which I will type out. It's called Astrolada, right? ASTROLADA. So type that word with soul planet in a search engine and have it pop up, and then read exactly what it means. Sorry, you guys, have to mute you if you put your full date of birth because it violates TikTok guidelines. Just the month and day only. All right, and if my words were not a repellent for that person, because that was not my intent, I just meant to bring some recognition into this space, basically, for everyone. All right, let's dive in for Becca, 8:15 and 7:6. What I could have just said was, newsflash, we're all God's favorite. Haha, just kidding. I really felt like the need to elaborate sometimes. Was that too much? All right, 8:15 and 7:06 for Becca. Okay, for Becca. Well, let me know that you're still here and that you didn't scroll, Becca, so that I can deliver your reading. Sometimes people have to scroll, and I get it. Cancer babies, oh, very cool. Sometimes the energy shows up like that in the collective, like same birthdays or same birthday of someone that you know. That does happen a lot. Okay, you're here. Awesome. So what I see is that you guys have the same, so your soul path matches your person's ruling planet, and your ruling planet is the same as their ruling planet. So basically you're walking in each other's shoes, and also a lot of your soul traits and personality traits and life patterns will follow or run very parallel. And these are very observable similarities from the moment you meet, and it feels like you're twinning, okay? There are so many things that you have in common, again, with those traits and also life experiences. The ways that you're tested are very similar. It's like being in the same earth school and you get the same materials to test on, like the similar experiences. And then what's interesting about you too is you're both very progressive souls, and you really can debate like no other. You have this ability, like no other. You have this ability, and sorry, that was my battery light. I need to plug my phone in. But basically, you two have a very strong ability to debate both sides of an argument. And nothing's really either right or wrong, just both different perspectives. So that's where your souls are a lot alike. So boy, can you guys have a meeting of the minds. But you also dislike petty. You're very progressive souls. It's all about forward momentum and movement. Make sure. Okay. And then fate also brought you together. So, I wanted to say one more thing. So the ways that you're going to be tested, refined, on replay, it's like areas of your life that are highlighted. It's all about using your really fine mind, your high degree of intellect, and you win your crown through the power of your words. You also have a lot of ideas. You guys can both make a lot of money with your ideas. Maybe you're already doing that, but that's really part of your path and how you're gaining wisdom. Because the tests bring you understanding and knowledge and experience. And then over a lifetime, walking in those shoes, it becomes wisdom. So you're both gaining, it's like the planetary ruler is the same, which is your soul lessons, which is matching soul lessons. So yeah, you're all in that same earth school, so to speak. So when I say fate brought you together, you have an unusual set of circumstances bringing you together. It's like ready or not. You might not have been looking for love when it literally swept you off your feet. So your partner's your dream person. 7-6 awakens 8-15 in ways you've never felt before. Are you past life loves? Yes, you are. Many lifetimes you've been loves. You know, you're also past life friends. You've also done work for humanity together, or some kind of spiritual mission or common purpose. And then you have so much harmony and compatibility. A lot of blessings and good karma. All right, I'm really spilling all the tea. There is some soul work. This could be a little bit painful. Your presence is a mere reminder to your person to hurry up and evolve. Okay? You bring out the best in them, but other times it's a lot of pressure and they can run, fight or flight. So it can produce that reaction. I'm not saying that it would, but it just depends, because your person has a lot of letting go in this lifetime. And so just depending on where they're at in life, they could receive this as a little confronting, or they could receive this as, hey, I know you bring out the best in me, and other times I just need to find more self-acceptance on who and where I am now, and be more respectful on how far I've come and how far I still have to go. Rome was not built in a day. They don't already need to be there. But your presence, that energy plays out subconsciously and speaks, hurry up. It's like you're speeding up the inner fires of their soul's transformation, soul growth, death and rebirth of parts of self. Okay, so again, it's just soul work. It's subconsciously happening. You're not consciously aware of any of that, but your presence acts as a like little flashlight, so to speak, metaphorically, to help them evolve. So you're there for their next step. So beautiful love story, and then throw in some soul work. That's where the pain is, but the key is they must hold compassion for themselves and kind of understand that visceral reaction that can happen. Fun reading. Thanks for sharing your story. You clicked instantly. Yeah. Oh, I missed the best part. So you're psychically, I mean, in my opinion, this is my favorite connection. So there are 53 soul ties possible. Couples will have 6 to 10, sometimes less, it's rare. Usually couples will have at least 6, if not 10 connections. You guys have a lot of history, so yeah, you have at least 10. You probably have even more, but not all of your past life energy will come forward in this life. But this one really is my favorite one because of the deep psychic and spiritual connection. It is the deepest psychic and spiritual tie two people can have, which is why you instantly think each other's thoughts, feel each other's emotions, desires, and even predict each other's needs. So it's a very romantic connection. Again, it's your partner awakening parts of you that you've never felt and stirring a lot of romance in your heart. But you're both experiencing that romantic first encounter. Very dreamy. There's so much that goes into that. Like I could spend 10 minutes on that. But if you do want the report, it is in that link up there. Just click on my thing and just look for the Soul Ties report. So for anyone that wants it, it is still on sale. It was going to be through midnight, but I just didn't take it down. So 33 instead of 44 for that report if you want it. And then you get to read all about each other's souls, which gives you these connections that are known as a perfect match because your soul paths are similar. Your soul path and their ruling planet and your ruling planet and their ruling planet are all matching. It's the Jack of Clubs. So these cards were invented as a calendar for astrology. Not many people know that, but then they were taken from humanity so the system would be preserved and not destroyed. So per the prophecy, the system would disappear to be preserved, and then we all started playing card games and even used this for tarot. I don't read tarot, I love tarot, but I use these cards to read astrology, and each card in the deck is a soul path, and each card is also a soul lesson, aka planetary ruler. It's the way that you're tested in this life. So it's also going to contribute to your personality, your soul traits and tendencies, your birthrights, your gifts, your soul's wisdom, your spiritual gifts, and then also the wisdom you're gaining in this life. So it's all readable through the Book of Destiny. It's where your souls sit on the grand solar spread, which is this huge chart. Hold on. Give me just 1 second. That looks like this, okay? And I find your cards, and I see the connections that you guys have, and then I can tell your connections here, what past life connections, what new connections or good karma that you have or blessings. And then I read, hold on, come back here. Where'd you go? The software does it for me, so I don't have to do the long math. This is the software, the modern day technology we have. We don't have to go and spend 20 minutes interpreting your solar chart anymore. We have this fancy software that I can just say, oh, guess what? Your past life love, your past life friends, you've done work for humanity, you have this perfect match, la-di-da-di-da, it's happily ever after. Now, I do hope it's playing out that way. I also hope you respect each other's superpower, which is you are two powerful debaters. I do not know how that's going, but celebrate that because that, not everybody has fun with that, but you guys do. So at least you have that going for you guys. You may get into some heated debates at times because you're both really, really able to see both sides of an argument objectively. Like, no one's right, no one's wrong. So give us feedback if you want to. How's that going? You don't have to though, honestly. I'm just last but not least, I'll tell you a soul compliment for the both of you from the universe. Okay, I'm just the messenger. You guys are known to have the finest minds. Okay, every soul is known for something. That's your deal. And the two of you ending up together is pretty cute. All right, so that was for Becca. Also, let me check my list because I'm not sure that anybody booked. So let me check. Also, make sure not to put your year. If you happen to find yourself muted, it's probably because you put the year of birth, which does violate TikTok guidelines. And I'm not even mad at you. Just don't be mad at me. Okay? You're welcome to stay. You'll be unmuted in 5 minutes. Let's see. Oh, somebody did book. Oh, no. Oh, it's just 3 minutes ago. Okay, good. So we have a 5-minute reading for Ruby. All right, Ruby, I've got your reading and I've got your dates. I just want to make sure there's no typo. I have 6/11 and 3/31. Is that right? Becca, you are so welcome. Ruby, there you are. Awesome. Okay. Let's check this out. It takes me just a moment to pull up your connections. You guys, so the only line that I have is a paid list, which is $12 or $22 5 or 10-minute reads. And then the freebies are just like whoever's dates are like right in front of me when I'm ready. And I can only see 3 comments at a time, just so you know. So this will be a paid reading. And my list is open after. Oh, you guys in love. This is going to feel like a twin flame journey, but you guys have so much pure love. It's really your purpose together is to be in love with your best friend. You are past life loves and past life friends, and that energy does come forward. It doesn't always. For some couples, it doesn't. But in your love story, not only do you get to experience that energy again, but it is your purpose. Your purpose is your first 2 connections. It is the strongest energy, 25% of your energetic chemistry and 20%. So 45% of your energetic chemistry is just pure love and unconditional love. Now you've got an extra dose of love right here, which is also about 15% of your energetic chemistry. So much compatibility with that connection. You're just adoring your partner, and that's why. Okay, so you know what I failed to do is grab my timer, because I don't know where I put it. So if you give me 2 seconds or so, I'll be right back. Okay, right where I left it. Set timer for, oh, hold on. Okay, and this paid reading is for Ruby. Set timer for 5 minutes. Otherwise I'll dive down that rabbit hole. The full reading takes me 45 minutes. So if you do end up wanting the report, you can use what you paid as a credit towards the $44 report and just get it for $29. So if you should choose to decide to want more. Now, again, your purpose is pure love and unconditional love, but I want to spend a little bit of extra time here because you're really going to align to this energy and it's really extra potent. What this is there's no high and low expression of this connection, but there are of the other connections. And that's because this is just pure love. You can't mess it up. You really can't. And you can't stay that mad at each other. Even, things happen in love, but it's just easier to turn your awareness to this true love, pure love, and deep love. It's a love that you have built yourselves in many lifetimes, and that foundation comes forward. So it's love at first sight, but also that energy is interpreted emotionally. Even though you can't access most likely the memories you created, that energy is there, and you're emotionally translating that as deep love. It's like you just met, but how do you love each other? Like truly love each other, and you know that. So usually couples with this connection, in their first connection, are going to commit right away, take it to the next level, or just decide you're mine. Okay, so that likely happened if logistics provided for that. Now this past life friendship comes forward, and it feels like instant trust, mutual respect, freedom to be yourself, and that is so invaluable. So there's so much freedom and spontaneity between your souls, just like friends kind of get together and then go off and do your own thing and then come right back together, and there's just kind of a lot of spontaneity to that. But when couples get together with this energy, you might be leaving each other feeling actually it's you that is the free bird, maybe a little bit unpredictable according to your partner, that's off pursuing your individuality quite a bit. You're supposed to do that, nothing has gone wrong, but your partner may perceive that as you love them not, or that you have better things to do. So make sure, 3 keys, really reassure your person you do want to spend time with them. You maybe like say, I missed you, or I can't wait to get back to you, or just whatever organically to reassure them that you do want to spend time with them, that they are a priority. So couples with this connection, second key, don't skip date night. Perhaps reschedule if you have to, but don't skip date night. And then also sync your schedules, but without restricting each other's freedom. Because then you guys can have, both of you, life outside of this love. It feels like independence and individuality is nurtured, and that is where you're able to maintain health and vitality and longevity in your love. And it's so built in, and it feels exquisite. It is the best kind of love. There was a relationship scientist on TikTok about a month ago. I reposted their video. They said about 70% is the statistic attached to longer lasting relationships when you have a friendship with the one that you love. And that makes a lot of sense. Astrology says something similar. These are found in the healthiest loves and the longest lasting and most satisfying loves. So very cool. Just communicate a little bit, and then you have the best of both worlds. Your world outside of this love, and then your world that you build together. This one, your love in this is flowing from your person too, which is why it's really hard to stay mad at them for any significant length of time. It's like you're kind of you're just so aware of your love for them that even if they anger you, you're like, okay, well, that happened and I'm mad at you, but I also love you. And it's so perplexing. You could be perturbed, but not really able to stay that mad, because love is blind. And I read that, and it is flowing straight at you. Now they're getting the reflection of that. So this pure love is felt by both, but your partner is Venus to you here and here. Okay. So they hold that sort of power over you. But that's kind of where I want to do a plot twist. You kind of have this unusual power over them because you're their Neptune. So this is a dream person connection. So you are activating them in ways that they've never felt before. Okay. They have never felt before. You're stirring a lot of romance in their heart, and you're deeply psychically and spiritually connected. So on that note, you're going to think each other's thoughts from the get-go, from the moment you meet. You may have dreamt about each other before meeting. You may still meet in dream time. And also, not just thinking each other's thoughts, but feeling each other's emotions and desires. So they hold a bit of unusual power over you here, but you hold that same power. And overall, at the end of the day, it's like, it's just, we love each other, and it's so romantic type energy. Okay. And I'm just describing what you guys are feeling, but this energy doesn't go away. This energy remains between your souls. And then in this lifetime, you're writing a story. That 5 minutes went so fast. In this lifetime, you're also writing a story. From the moment you lay eyes on each other, you're creating new soul ties. So that energy becomes intertwined with this energy. And that's why it seems like love changes over time. The other explanation is that you have some intense connections that represent soul work together, right? And so there's a high and a low expression of each. And there are keys to preserve love and longevity. Like if love gets off track, we have the lowest expression here. We just get it back on track with a key. So what I want to do is deliver you those keys and help you understand what that soul work is, because you have rainbows, butterflies, unicorns, all that good stuff. And then on top of it, you've got a lot of blessings with this Jupiter energy. You are their blessing in both of these. So you're giving to them, and whatever you give to them blesses them, and they're meant to appreciate you. That doesn't mean you're the only one giving. It means that's your soul's role. And so you're really going to align to that and really understand the assignment of giving. As long as they're willing to receive and appreciate you, their appreciation is key to expansively increase blessings and abundance for the both of you. So you could have this continuous flow and have more money and things and opportunities together than you could ever use, need, or want. So magically, auto-magically, you give, they receive, and appreciate. That's it. Jupiter's flow of abundance. Now this one is tied to a past life where you had spiritual attainment, or not, sorry, not, is it like some kind of spiritual setting? It could have been religious or philosophical, maybe laws of the universe. It could have been a number of things, but whatever you were doing, it was enlightening and maybe spiritual disciplines, and you shared in those beliefs and truths. And in this lifetime, that is ingrained in your subconscious. So that's why you think a lot alike. That's why you agree on world issues. That's why everything seems aligned with your, it's easier to be on the same page and feel like you're going in the same direction when you have this connection. It feels also like spiritual fulfillment because it's the deepest soul bond. Okay, now that I've started off strong, okay, because your love story is mainly rainbows, butterflies, and unicorns, right? That whole fairy tale. This trifecta with Pluto, Mars, and Saturn can feel like a twin flame journey. This is very magnetic, maybe obsessive compulsive, like strong attraction. Like, oh yeah, you guys, this relationship probably took off really fast. And I'll read the chat after I'm done with this explanation. But Mars energy is extreme, exquisite passion. It's very magnetic and it's flowing in both directions. It's really, really potent. So what you have is an arsenal of fireworks handled with care, which means stay physical together, passionately, productively, like all of the things, right? Because otherwise, maybe drama on the home front. Worst case scenario, it's pretty toxic and you burn love down to the ground with one heartbreaking argument. Let's hope not. But I'm giving you worst case scenario because in case that happened, you still have a good thing. But that energy, anger, does not destroy love. It's the direction it takes off that can. Just like fireworks, okay? They're meant to be amazing and astonishing. But sometimes those things shock us and they can also do a lot of damage. Same with Mars. So that's a key. Clearly, in a 5-minute reading, I can't go over 10 minutes worth of Mars insight, but fireworks, that passion will not fade. In this connection, you guys are learning together. They've chosen you as their teacher. You're meant to guide them with your understanding towards success. And there's a key. You're going to see their flaws, but you're not going to want to call them out. Or there are good teachers on bad days. So if it gets critical, it's just this. It can become exhausting seeing someone through kind of like a microscope, basically. Like a teacher does see how a student gets it wrong, and you're seeing that a lot. So it's exhausting for the both of you sometimes when it gets off track or critical or like, it's a lot of work. It is very challenging. It can be salty. Saturn itself is very responsibility, conscientiousness, discipline, fairness. It is the parental planet. So we just don't want to really let that erode romance. Especially since you have some seriously beautiful love. So the key is to know that your understanding can really catapult your partner into success, and you're meant to be their rock. So think power couple. You hand the ball off and they run and score with it. So that is where they can feel a lot more satisfied with themselves, their life, and they have you to thank. So that's good stuff. Sounds glamorous, right? But I didn't sugarcoat that. Okay, it's a lot of work, especially when you combine that with Mars and Pluto. This one can produce a number of things, but mainly your partner's your catalyst to speed up your soul work. You're like this little butterfly transforming. Think of it as reinventing yourself. Like really what you're doing is aligning to the highest version of yourself and letting go of parts of self. Like we all do this work, by the way. Is painful, and your person is your catalyst to speed that up. So notoriously, this is the most painful soul tie, but also they do bring out the best in you. Other days, just give yourself some compassion and maybe a little space, because their energy, they just show up, and their energy, think of it like a flashlight. Like they themselves don't know they're doing this, but they're illuminating parts of you, and subconsciously you're aware of it, and consciously you're not. Okay, so that's why the visceral reaction of fight or flight can happen. So again, like a moth to a flame, it can be obsessive, compulsive. Like, this love is really exquisite. But the bumps and bruises you may be experiencing could be the combination of Pluto, Mars, and Saturn. Twin flamish energy. So, okay, on that note, thank you for sharing your love story. I love readings like this, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, you gotta know. We don't just come together in love for, not, let me back up. There's a traffic jam in my head. I tried to say 3 things at once and it did not go well. We all meet for different reasons. And sometimes we meet to balance karma, take care of soul contracts. Sometimes we assist each other. We're meant to share passion. And then, we have like this perfect love story. Like, I just want to say you guys really do. You have some exquisite love here. And then throw in some painful soul work. Like, for what reason? I'll tell you. Because this is what sustains our soul on the spiritual realm, our ability to evolve. And we all have somebody that's a catalyst to speed that up. So it is one of the most loving gestures the soul can do. But you get down here in your human form, and this plays out outside of your conscious awareness, and it just feels painful. But trust me when I say this, you're going to get to the place you wanted to be a lot faster in your person's presence. And they don't even know what they're doing, but they're causing you to feel all kinds of things. So if you need to take some space, the main goal here is to find self-acceptance and to not have any need to be anyone or anywhere other than who and where you are right now, even though that energy says the exact opposite. Hurry up and get there, right? No, you're perfectly hold compassion for yourself. That's key. So it was my pleasure reading for you. You're so welcome, Ruby. Oh, did you get your report? I feel like maybe you did. I don't know. I'm so glad that you enjoyed that. All right, so now let's see what we're doing here. Let me check my list. You guys, I use a heavy filter in my, my videos, and I do that intentionally. A lot of energy healers who are clairsentient and gifted psychic energy healers will not, you look at some tarot readers also, some of them show themselves and some of them do not. We're gifted differently, and there's reasons which I don't divulge anymore for specific reasons, but there's reasons why I energetically protect my energy with a filter, a very strong, heavy filter. So that is not what I look like, but I have posted videos of my authentic self before. Totally am okay in my own skin. I don't want anyone to misunderstand that, but if they do, it's fine. But somebody had complimented me earlier. Thank you, but that is a filter. I am catfishing everybody on the internet. Just kidding. I exist in the ethereal. I'm just this figment of your imagination. I exist only on the internet. I'm not catfishing anyone. I'm not even dating anybody. Nor, I'm going to be a cat lady for the rest of my life, safe to say. Yeah. Okay, me too. Oh, that was you. Thank you for the compliment, but it really is a filter. If you scroll back far enough, you'll see I do post videos. Why? You're a cat lady of 4. High five. Oh, that's so cute. So, I love that. I love that so much. My daughter's kitten is just 10 months old, and she does this cute thing where she'll literally, about the same time every night, get on my lap and just lean over my shoulder, standing up on her hind legs, leaning up over my shoulder and fall asleep. She's been doing it since I got her. And she's literally the cutest, cuddliest. Oh, she's so sweet. And then she's also very playful, and it checks out. That was on my daughter's wish list. I want one that's very vocal and playful and cuddly and like all of the above. It all checks out. She's everything. She really is. She's the sweetest. And then we just inherited my older son's cat for about 5 months. So now she's got a little play buddy, which is really cute. Little cat cousins, kind of. But Cat Lady of Four sounds fun. It's so sweet how they have their own little personalities. But why will you be alone? You guys, I have a whole TikTok account where I'm spilling my soap opera, but I promise you if I get in that energy, I just don't feel good this late at night. But my ex kidnapped my daughter for 504 days and such betrayal, and there was a lot. But if you guys also want to follow me on that account, you guys can also spill your soap opera and I'll do free readings there. It's like my backup account. Let me see if I can. That's not all. Like, I've been married and divorced too many times. Like, my first ex-husband, you guys, I don't really want to get... Let me spill your tea, and I'll spill mine on the soap opera TikTok when I'm ready. It's like, in the words of my therapist, she's like, okay, that's enough for today. Like, you don't want to traumatize yourself, right? And like, I'm not fully healed from the kidnapping, and what's going on now is he, for the second time, applied for her international child abduction risk is real because he applied for her passport illegally for the second time. And so the feds are on the case, and I can't really talk about it, but I did have a 59-minute interview with ICE, and they're on it. And so is Homeland Security. U.S. Custom Border Patrol put her on their watch list. And so it's all very fresh. And so you guys, I'm not going to open up that can of worms at this hour. But I'm safer single, and so is my family. So there's that. It's safe for me right now. I think I'm in my permanent healing era for the rest of this lifetime. I have a friend who's like, you in your next lifetime, because he's always like, he's so sweet in so many ways, but I just cannot open my heart to him. And like, I think most recently, the last thing he said to me, he just rolls his eyes like, you in your next lifetime. Like, I'm serious. It's for your best interest, because my life is too dramatic. So it really is out of compassion. Like, I don't want anyone to have to ride my roller coaster. I don't even want to ride my roller coaster. Like, I mean, I do. I say that, like, I'm up for the challenge, but why would I invite anybody on this crazy ride? I don't know. Okay, let me see if I have anybody on my list. I kind of went off on a tangent there. I do. I have somebody waiting. Oh gosh, you guys, there's 2 of you waiting. I'm so sorry. So somebody booked about 5 minutes ago, but then there was somebody that booked while I was doing the last reading. So let's get to the next reading, which is Helena. I love your name. Okay, Helena. Am I saying that right? It's for 4/3 and 11/27. And then the next up on my list, so this will be a 5-minute reading, and then the next one is going to be a 10-minute reading. I've got you down for Yomira. Girl, it's a beautiful name either way. I'm sorry I messed it up. I think I said it 3 different ways, so I definitely messed it up, and maybe I got it right. Chances are maybe. All right, so 1031 and 64 for you. It's Yomira. Okay, Yomira, it's so beautiful. Okay. I don't know why your comment got filtered, but there we go. Okay. All right, so you'll be after Helena. And let me see if I can find where Helena is. If you already said hey, I'm scrolling to find you. There you are. Perfect. Okay. All right, I'm pulling up your connections now. And so you guys, the wait's going to be about 20 minutes if you did want to book. You can also just click on the link and then book the Soul Ties report, which is emailed to you. It's still on sale. if you guys love the idea. I'll tell you the full story takes me about 45 minutes to relay, so all of those details are in a report, not in an audio. The reports are actually more popular. I do bring out the audios about 3 times a year. They take so much time. The other thing that's nice about the full story and report is you get to read about each other's souls. And your partner is a peacemaker. They have many opportunities in this life to keep the peace, or they could be like a mediator or just be tested in that area so much, but they really require peace and harmony. And they're also challenged in that area. So they're gaining a lot of wisdom in that area. And you're also a very old, wise soul. I don't know if you like to travel, but there's a little bit of restlessness that you have. You're on a spiritual quest, so your inner development is very important in this lifetime, and that's also going to satiate that inner restlessness. It's going to feel very satisfying to pursue any spiritual studies or inclinations, all things esoteric, metaphysical, the arcane, basically anything. So that kind of stir to see what's up ahead, what's around the corner. Let's travel, let's go, let's move, have some new experiences. That's part of your journey, yes, but a lot of that restlessness is going to, again, be calmed by that inner journey. Send yourself on that inner journey. You might already know, like, how you're probably well underway on that divine assignment, but I just want to validate that, yeah, that's exactly your path in this life. It's quite spiritual, and you really need to feel free. And this is a love that will make you feel free. So I wanted to extract that first and foremost and say, this one connection here, before I begin your reading, this one is found in relationships where you're like in love with your best friend type energy. You are past life friends. So it gives you freedom to have life outside of this love, both of you. Your individuality is nurtured, your independence is celebrated, and then you come right back together and enjoy every minute, just like friends do, and respecting each other's differences. Like, it's instant trust and respect. So unconditional love to the highest degree. I'm going to go ahead and begin your reading. Set timer for 5 minutes.
5 minutes starting now.
Okay. Oh, sorry, hold on. I have to solve this puzzle, darn it. A little TikTok puzzle. Oh, Princess, I can read for you after these 2 readings. Here, let me start the timer over. I'll just go over. If you guys do purchase the report, let me know, and I'll just give you a little synopsis while we're live. But there is a couple before you. All right, so for Helena, you are with your dream person. It looks like fate brought you together. Your partner is your Neptune, and you are also theirs. That's fun. It doesn't always play out that way where you're both each other's dream person, so that's exciting. So what that means is you're deeply psychically and spiritually tied. You're going to think each other's thoughts, feel each other's emotions, experience each other's desires, and even predict each other's needs. So activating each other in ways you've never felt with anybody else, that's really happening. You may already be able to, that's what that is you are awakening each other in ways, but also awakening each other to the dreams and the visions that you've held for yourself in this lifetime. And then you're seeing each other in the best light. Think rose-colored glasses. You're not able to take those off when you see each other. Like, that's why when you say you're up on this pedestal because your partner places you there, and vice versa, and you're each human, so you're going to fall, you're going to devastate each other. Like, oh no, that happened, you're not perfect. And there may be some disproportionate devastation, but at the end of the day, you know, you're lucky to have each other. So this is solidly romantic. You're stirring so much romance in each other's heart, but also your first encounter was very fated. Higher powers bringing you together. They say twist of fate. Okay, fate is twisting circumstances, aligning things for you guys to meet. That was not an accident. That was higher powers. Like being in the right place at the right time, and you really, one thing was off and you wouldn't have ended up meeting. Yeah. So fate is, those are most romantic love stories where they, you know, couples meet and it's so romantic. Like they write love songs and love stories about first encounters like yours. So you probably have some really good tea to spill on that. So yeah, you're probably even meeting in dream time with that deep psychic connection, and maybe you even dreamed about each other before meeting. So congrats on that energy. And then you've got tons of blessings. I see that your partner is your blessing, and it's a big part of why you came together. Your partner is meant to give to you. You're meant to receive and appreciate. It's your gratitude that will exponentially increase and expand both of your blessings together. So that energy is about 20% of your energetic chemistry, and it stems from doing good deeds for others in a past life. So you guys together have earned these blessings. I'm also seeing that you are their blessing in this connection, so it is reciprocated, and that is nice to see, because this is what makes love last, is a balance of giving and receiving. Not that you can't do that without these connections, it just makes it more built in to your love, so it's easier to maintain that energy. And so much luck and abundance flowing between your two souls. I'm going to go ahead and jump to these two Jupiter connections, because these are tied. This one is tied to, oh gosh, come back, past lifetime, where you guys shared in some kind of spiritual, philosophical, or religious type setting. And so your beliefs and truths are going to be a lot alike. This one is also the same, past life energy. So there were a few lifetimes that you shared in that type of energy. And maybe in this lifetime, maybe you both grew up in the same religion or with the same beliefs or philosophies. Like it's easy for you guys to see eye to eye and agree on things, you know, worldviews and other important truths. It's a very deep soulmate connection, the deepest soul connection, and spiritually fulfilling soulmate soul ties. So these are your soulmate soul ties and your past life friends. I do see that your partner has a soul contract and karmic debt that they owe you. So what they're doing to repay you in this lifetime is they're helping you know your power, helping you find your place on this planet to reach your highest destiny. This is known as a cosmic lesson. So this connection, you'll see the Saturn symbol with a plus sign. It's an octave above Saturn energy. We know that the planet Saturn ensures our success. No shortcuts. It's all about discipline, responsibility. Sorry, that was loud. But the cosmic lesson, an octave above that, is your partner ensuring that you reach your highest destiny. So yes, to know your power, to find your hidden potential, and even your highest destiny. So sorry, I don't know why that keeps popping up. Oh gosh, come back. There we go. Sorry, I feel like something's touchy tonight. I don't know what it is, but I keep doing that. This connection tied to a soul contract means that they must play this role in order to fulfill their own aspirations in this lifetime. And it is tied to karma. So that's an interesting connection. It's going to feel challenging, okay, but also very rewarding. Like they're like, you're capable of this, and they're going to help you attain your goals and then even beyond. And they also have characteristics and traits that you will wish to embody, very similar to what a spirit animal does, right? You're doing a lot of soul work together, you're transforming together, and it is your partner that is Pluto to you in both of these connections. So their presence serves to be a reminder of who you came here to be. So they bring out the best in you. And other times, you may feel a little confronted in their presence, like you're not already there and you should be. So that's your key, is to really hold acceptance for who and where you are currently. And with no need to be anyone or anywhere else, and hold compassion for yourself, because these are quite painful. It's a lot of death and rebirth of parts of self. Beautiful love story, but also challenging, rewarding connections. So keep in mind, this is what your souls are doing. You're also writing, creating more soul ties by the story you write together in this lifetime. But this helps you to understand your energetic chemistry. Very blessed love, deeply spiritually fulfilling, in love with your best friend, romantic connection. Top it off with some soul work that's pretty challenging. All right. Thanks for sharing your love story. And for those of you who pay for the live reading, you can use that as a credit towards the $44 report. It is on sale for $33 for everyone tonight, but I can't combine the offer, so the regular price of $44, you subtract the what you paid, and then you can get it for the upgrade right here. I did just lower the $15 readings to $12, so let's just forget that says you paid $15 when you just paid $12. It's okay. Just click there and upgrade if you want the full report. It's yours for $29. Let me make sure that you received your reading. Yes, you did. You are so welcome. Oh, thank you. That's really sweet. I really think your reading was very lovely too. I get excited. It was fate, and also you guys have some seriously good karma. This is good karma, and this is also a lot of blessings. All right, let's take a look. My list will be open after, let's see, I have 2 readings, so it's going to be about 15 minutes or so, and then my list is open. You can get on it now if you want to. The girl with a beautiful name that I couldn't pronounce very easily, your reading is up next. Elmira, I think that's who I'm reading for next. All right. How to get on it? It's going to be just clicking on my photo, and it's going to take you to my link in bio, which will take you to where you need to be to book. So click on my photo twice. You'll see the link in bio. Click the Stan Store link, and it'll take you here. If you don't like the PayPal button, you can use Cash App, but if you click on PayPal, it takes you to the next screen where you can just click continue as a guest, and you don't have to do the PayPal thing. About 15 minutes or so. Should I just get the $12 reading too for the live? I can give you a quick synopsis after this next reading because you did get the report. But just if you want like a 5-minute reading, yeah. Otherwise, I can just tell you some fun insights. It's up to you. Okay, guys, I'm trying to find Yomira in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and enter your connection spot in case you stepped away. There you are. Okay. Awesome. All right, I've got your connections up. This is a very spicy soulmate. This is a karmic soulmate, but before you panic, this is a step removed from a karmic. So it's very supportive, and there's a definite flow of giving and receiving. But it's the giver is going to receive keys to unlock doors to their own mysteries, which is you. So you give to your person, And then you get to unlock those doors to your own mysteries, like access parts of your destiny that you wouldn't have otherwise. So sometimes we get the doors or the opportunities, but we don't have the keys to access that. But in this giving that you do with your person, you access those keys. So that's a very cool connection to have. There's no negative connotation. I know the word karma sounds a little scary when it comes to love, but I do see some intensity. I see a couple Mars and Saturn connections, which is work, 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 work. It's challenging and rewarding, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to that part in the reading, right? It's definitely not a bad thing. It's just there might be some things to know here. Okay. All right, so what I'm seeing is that you're giving to your person and they're meant to receive some energy that you give to them, you know, in whatever way this relationship calls for. And also in your giving, you might learn something from your partner. And it's known as a karmic cousin connection. It does not mean you're related. It does mean that the karmic debt itself is a step removed. So it is less intense and very supportive. This can be happily ever after. Again, no negative connotation there. Although there would be some friction or tension, irritation, maybe a downward spiral if the giving receiving gets hindered in any way. Sometimes it's hard to receive, and then closing off to that would create friction, and then vice versa. Like the giving receiving flow is going to bring a more positive karmic resonance between your souls. And if that gets blocked, then there's that friction. But that's the way to iron that out. In your second connection, also your purpose together, you have their back in this lifetime. They had your back in a past life. So the way that this will play out, usually you come together with a very strong, oh, you know what? They're doing this for you too. So you're both doing this for each other. You both have each other's back. So friendly karmic debts all around. So positive, strong attraction, romantic feelings. It's like high five, you know, you had each other's back before, so that's a good feeling, and you get to pay it forward. That's a good feeling. So very strong attraction and positive vibes. So over time though, as you're great to lean on and they're great to lean on, it can really feel challenging in that if it feels kind of parental, like the ways that we support a person sometimes aren't all that romantic, and it's like, oh, I'm constantly doing things for you. Yeah, absolutely, your souls are so happy to do that work. But that can be a little confusing, okay? And it can also be a little bit burdensome sometimes, but that's definitely what you're both doing for each other. So as that is transferred back over the course of this relationship, it should always play out positively because it is karma, right? So giving to bring balance. And couples who incarnate over and over together will have this connection very commonly. It's just kind of cute to see it flowing in both directions. Now, in this connection, you've got something from a past life that didn't get to fully play out. Both of these are past life Mars connections, so it could have been a life where love was not consummated. It could have been a life where anger, aggression didn't get to come to fruition, just something didn't get to play out, right? Whatever that was, it has the same answer, whether it was passion, aggression, or both. Just stay physical together. Easier said than done, but when you direct that energy through your physical actions together, like passionate or hobbies or business together, just anything counts, do that consistently, then you're channeling that energy, but you're also harnessing it, transmuting it into love. So what's going to happen is, this is so magnetic. It's lust at first sight. It's intense. It produces a very, very powerful, strong attraction. It's like completely unavoidable. I don't know if this love took off so fast, but strong attraction, magnetic attraction, karmic attraction is also very magnetic. So I feel like you guys were stuck together like glue from the get-go. I could be wrong, but that's what the energy says. And if you weren't, you probably very well wanted to be. That's what that reads like. And it's love at first sight. So recognizing each other as soulmates usually right away. You know, it's hard to tell because whenever there's a little bit of work, sometimes it does take time to recognize a soulmate, although not when it's so magnetic and lustful and love, pure love. So you've been loved in many lifetimes, and you come together to enjoy that foundation. And the metaphorical keys to each other's hearts is like you've already worked through problems in past lifetimes that lovers have to work through, and maintaining harmony and patience and perseverance and self-sacrifice and doing all the things. So what was I going to say? You may not consciously recall those lifetimes or the memories if you don't have access to those, like most of us. Okay, some do, but most of us don't. That energy is there, and we interpret that energy through our emotions, which is why this translates as the deepest love. So yeah, you're not crazy for thinking you're in love. Maybe you just met and you're in love, or maybe you've been married for 20 years and you're still in love, because this is lasting love. It's timeless love. It's the kind of love where you really can't stay that mad at each other for a significant length of time. At least if you do, you still know that you love each other. So yeah, deep love, true love, lasting love. Now you've also got more of that in many, many more lifetimes right here. And what is this one? Oh, you guys are so cute. This one is a Venus miracle, and it's found between couples with really good karma. So think of this as a reward. So metaphorically, visualize this dry erase board with just a bunch of messy writing on the wall. Say love gets kind of messy, things happen, there's problems, there's tension. You have, with this connection, a negative energy eraser. So like visualize a dry erase board eraser, just erasing everything. And maybe the writing doesn't fully, completely disappear, but you're still able to make use of that dry erase board. It's like, come what may, at the end of the day, you really ticked me off, but I adore you. And that is perplexing. It's so true. Like, you really cannot stay all that mad at each other, relatively speaking, okay? So my son's fiance poured water down his brand new PlayStation, and they broke up for a year. They have this connection, but they still got back together and had a baby, okay? I'm just saying, like, relatively speaking, it's easy to get back to pure love. You really can't stay mad at each other. So it does work like super glue. That is the reason why they call it a Venus miracle. And so congrats on that connection. You've also got tons of blessings together. By the way, this is like triple the love and double the blessings. You can literally create anything you want on this canvas of love. It's so blessed. It's also going to give you a lot of the same values. Your value systems are going to align. Your likes and your dislikes align. The ways you enjoy spending life, the activities and experiences you like to have, same. So it's like we can do life together and enjoy every minute. That's what that energy speaks of. All right, now you also have a ton of blessings. You have a deep soul bond, so it's going to feel very spiritually fulfilling. And you're also each other's blessing. So here's your past life soul tie, where it's a soulmate connection. I'll unpack that in a moment. But your partner's your blessing here. These blessings that you share, you're the blessing, but you both get blessed, and I'll explain that. But it stems from good karma together, doing good deeds for others, so you get these blessings. So together, you're each other's blessing. That's fuel to forever, because when both partners naturally feel like giving to each other, that, guys, it should not be a secret, that is the magic elixir, the fuel in your automobile of love, okay? Cheesy or not, it's the truth, okay? So you've got that built into your love. Organically, you're going to align to the roles of giver. So here's the real key. You will both give if you can receive graciously and give gratitude to each other. It's your gratitude that expansively, magically expands Jupiter's abundance and blessings. So where that abundance and flow, it continues to flow for both of you, to where you could even have more money and things and opportunities and spiritual blessings too than you could both ever use, need, or want. So if you get the report, you can read that for yourself. Sounds nice. I did not just make that up. That is truth according to the Book of Destiny, and that is your love story written in the stars. The other thing I want to say is, like, you guys have a really long history together, so congrats on that. Your keys are basically the Saturn keys, and the Mars keys are going to be most important because they are the most challenging, but again, rewarding connections. Also give me 2 seconds on this one. I wanted to also unpack this connection here. I didn't get a chance to, but this one first. So the pure love is flowing from your partner to you. So you're kind of blinded by that love. They're getting the reflection of that, so they are feeling it too. But that's also why, they pretty much get away with anything and you still adore them. They don't need to know that though. I'm just kidding. That might be fun for them to know. This one, the love is flowing in both directions and in both directions. So that is powerfully positive. So it's totally reciprocated love. And this one these blessings stem from a past life where you guys shared in maybe a spiritual setting. It could have been religious or philosophical, maybe laws of the universe, just something of that nature. High levels of truth and enlightenment, and maybe spiritual disciplines. You might also be sharing in that in this lifetime, but it does give you this baseline of similar beliefs and truths. So it's easy to agree on world issues or other important truths, and like you're going in the same direction, you're all on the same page, seeing eye to eye. Very spiritually fulfilling soulmate connection, deep soul bond. This one is more tied to mundane level blessings and good karma in doing good deeds for others. So whatever you're giving to them, it's more of a financial nature, or even your presence, just something of value to them on the mundane. Or this is more spiritual but also financial, so blessings of all kind, just something that would sustain your soul. Money does that because it makes us feel more grounded and secure and supported, and we can feel more peace in that, which sustains our soul. Okay, so blessings of all kinds in that connection. It was my pleasure reading for you. So should you decide to get the full story, it's normally $44. It's on sale for $33 for everybody tonight, but those who pay the $22 can get it for $22. And it's the upgrade button. So you're basically using what you paid in the live reading towards the full price of the reading. So you get to upgrade for that. Let me know if you have any questions, okay? We always say we felt like we knew each other in another life. That's so accurate. It truly is. So what's awesome about this energy too is you've got, I don't want to call it necessarily a roller coaster, but it kind of is. You've got the god of war and the goddess of love. So it's going to feel pretty intense, passionate, maybe sometimes dramatic. Love is never boring, sometimes a little dramatic, but did I even really dive very deep into that? I feel like I didn't. Your Mars to each other. Why? I don't know. I feel like I just can't remember. Did I dive into this Mars energy for you guys? That's weird that I don't remember. If not, I need to do that. Oh, awesome. Thank you for your... I think you did. Okay. So you're going to trigger passion and intensity within each other, but like accidentally. You're going to anger each other accidentally. Something didn't get to play in a past life, so it's going to seek resolution. So as it rears its energetic head, you're going to experience that energy and just stay productive so that you can transmute that energy into love. So you will anger each other. It will be Mars. You're not trying to anger each other, but when you're not spending this energy, you would expect some more maybe friction, tension, irritation building, animosity, even sudden arguments, where it can feel very shocking, like heartbreaking arguments out of nowhere. So it's safe to blame Mars and say, okay, we're not toxic, but this energy does need to be very much harnessed. So think fireworks. Fireworks aren't, if you go buy an arsenal of fireworks, it's to enjoy them, right? It's to be excited. Like put on a full-on fireworks show, that's pretty exquisite, but you have to handle with care, otherwise it can be very dangerous. The same is true with Mars. Just keep that energy flowing, physical activity on a regular basis, nothing crazy or excessive, but in seasons of downtime, we're not always able to spend that energy. That's when you will notice more arguments. So that's where you'll have to be a little more understanding and say, you know what? I think we're going to blame Mars for that one. It's safe to say blame and thank Mars for that passion and aggression. So I feel like I didn't spend as much time on that, and I wanted to just throw that out there. And somebody had a question about the reading that they just, or the, I just bought the Soul Time mini read, the downloadable chart. So if you stick around, you learn how to use that free chart, and you get to know the soul's age and development, and also get to know people that you know and love. It's like a nice little at a glance 1-page PDF that will save you time and help you explore the system of astrology. So it might not be of use to you. It's just free. If you stick around, again, I do little blurbs on how to use that chart, especially for subscribers. I do more content that way. But the reading that you booked, it sounds like it's a live reading, right? Let me check my list here. You guys hear my daughter's kitten. She's just having her little midnight snack, crunching away over there. She's so cute. She has her little, she doesn't like have her full meal. She's just a little muncher, and then she's happy. She's like, my tummy's full for the night. She's so cute. She's only 10 months old. Okay, back to the point. I do see the 5-minute reading. You know, there was a girl in here who I was going to give a micro glimpse to. If you're still here, was it for Princess? Was that for you? I believe it was. And then I have Montse, or 72 and 47. Montse, you'll be up next. And then I think it's Princess, right? I have one cat who's a muncher. That's so cute. Okay, oh, there you are. Oh, sweet. Okay, that is you. Needed to hear to understand the connection deeply. I would always tell him maybe in another life. Aw, that's sad. I mean, maybe I misunderstood what you were saying. I don't know if that... Are you guys still... Sorry, I don't want to pry. I may have misinterpreted what you said. You're so welcome. It's been a roller coaster. Okay. Ugh, sometimes Mars can be that way. Oh, I'm so sorry. You know, the thing that could be very helpful, and I'll just throw this out there, I don't know if it's going to be valid for this lifetime, but at least for your heart's understanding, it might help to know like each other's Mars signs, not to be confused with the soul tie that you share, because this energy is intense to navigate. It's like the god of war. But in your natal chart, your Mars placement will tell you how you deal with aggression. So for me, my Mars is in Leo, so I have no room in my heart for mean-spirited anything. So someone who wants to get on fighting grounds with me by being mean-spirited can get banished from my existence. I will never put up with that. Like, I just don't have any room for it in my heart. I'm like, nope, that's one way to get on my bad side, and permanently so, right? So that's how I'm wired. And so it's nice to know each other's Mars sign, to, you know, when you do have a lot of Mars soul ties, to understand your placement and the way that you're wired to deal with intense emotions, right? It's also nice to get your moon sign compatibility so that you can apply more understanding to how you guys relate to your own and others' emotions and emotional events. That's really awesome too. It can contribute to navigating each other and this energy a little bit better. I kind of, yeah. Anyways, you get the idea. All right, I have a reading for sorry, give me just a second here. Who's the one that said they got a report and then they wanted a glimpse? Because I'm just having a hard time matching up your name with your TikTok name. Do you know what I mean? Oh, was it for Nikki? Not sure. Yes, okay, I found you, hun. Sorry, I am kind of scattered at this hour. I should just go to bed. But I'm still here. My brain is in bed, but I'm still here. Okay, I've got you down 917 and 61. All right, and then after Princess is the girl that I called previously, and then I've got another booking that came in after that for Anne. And then you guys say, I'm going to close my list because I honestly feel like I need to give you my best and not my scatteredness. I can definitely perform the rest of the night and give these readings and keep it together. But beyond that, I should be in bed. So feel free to still order the reports. I'm going to get all of those out tomorrow. I'm caught up completely on readings. So if you previously ordered, check your inbox and your spam. All orders have been sent that were ordered prior to this live stream. All right, I'm just entering your connections. All right, so we've got 3 5-minute reads, and then I'm off for the night, so I just didn't want anybody to feel like you're wasting your time. You're healing something about your voice and energy. Oh, you're so sweet for saying that. In my ancient Mayan astrology, my voice, my throat chakra is my chakra strength, and you can uncover what yours is too in ancient Mayan astrology, which is really cool. It's the way that you're strong and your gift to what you're meant to share with the world. So pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. I appreciate that compliment so much. I honestly feel like my software is totally sticking tonight. I apologize. It usually doesn't take me this long to get it together. Are we in the shadows of Mercury retrograde? I don't know. Not yet. Almost. Oh my goodness. What is going on? There we go. Been getting into astrology for a while. So much to learn. It really is. There are a handful of ancient systems that are so fascinating. And of course, like modern day astrology too. Okay, without further ado, you guys are probably going to think you're on this twin flame journey because you've got a lot of Pluto, Mars, and Saturn. I call it a PMS trifecta, Princess, because Pluto, Mars, and Saturn all together, that trifecta is very challenging but very rewarding. It's very important to know that none of this is negative. It's just like, you know, you have a fairy tale. I see it. Pure love, pure love, pure love, pure love. Okay, I'll tell you what kind of Venus connections you have in just a moment. But in addition to all that pure love and harmony and compatibility, you also have a lot of extra energy you're meant to spend between your souls in this lifetime. So stay productive, stay busy. That's Mars energy. And then you're transforming. Your person is your Pluto. So they are your catalyst. They're speeding up your soul work, which is why they bring out the best in you. And other days you can feel a little confronted because you're not already there. But otherwise you might also experience pain in the death and rebirth of parts of self over and over. They're speeding that up. So it's already painful. We do this work. Every one of us hopefully is doing this work, but they are your catalyst. they simply exist. This plays out subconsciously, so you will read that in the report that you ordered. So this can produce a very strong kind of obsessive compulsive attraction. These are soul contracts. Let me see if they are leftovers. Yeah, this one is a leftover one from a past lifetime, and this one is a new soul contract. So you're finishing what you started here, but then you're continuing on. So it is 2 out of 10 of your connections, so it's going to be a bit of a focus for you guys. Now, even though your person just simply exists and they're playing their role, you're experiencing the energy. So give yourself a lot of compassion and acceptance for who and where you are in life, because Rome was not built in a day, and you don't have to be there already. We can't truly ever get there, by the way. Like, it's a constant journey. There's a great analogy. Have you ever drove like coast to coast, or like on a really, really long several day road trip? You're just not going to get there any faster. You might shave off like an hour or so from your time, but you need to stop and sleep. You need to stop and shower and eat and fuel up and all these things, right? And so you can hurry the whole way there and stress yourself out. Believe me, because I've done this before. That's why I'm using this analogy. And you might shave off an hour and a half of that 5-day road trip. You're still going to get there when you're going to get there, right? But enjoy the journey. Like, really fully accept yourself for where you're at. Be proud of the work you're doing on yourself that you've already done, and just know that it is a work in progress. You're like a butterfly, though, constantly reinventing yourself, and they do bring out the best in you, and then they cause you to feel a lack of acceptance. It's not that they're causing it. When they show up, that energy shows up, and that can lead to that feeling subconsciously that you're not okay where you are, that you need to hurry up and be somewhere or someone else, okay? That's why self-compassion is very key. The most painful soul tie, but beautiful soul work. And then you are their teacher. You are helping them achieve and make big improvements in their life. So you hold understanding and great advice that can help catapult them into success in their career, relationships, whether recognition where they feel like really satisfied as a result. So that's above happiness. So I'll tell you, this can play out where you feel like you hand off the ball, they run and score with it. That's like a power couple dynamic. But there are good teachers that have bad days, and maybe some criticism seeps in. If ever, not that it would, but if ever, it is because you're seeing them under a microscope, like a teacher sees how a student gets it wrong. Always use that as your cue to then hand off the understanding that you have, because you're equipped that way. So that's what that is. And when you combine all of this, it feels twin flamish. So magnetic strong pull, obsessive compulsive, but visceral fight or flight. You can tend to want to move away from that energy or be so pulled into it. And then learning and succeeding together. So let's get into the pure love, because you guys have a ton of it. Like, literally, it's your purpose together. You're meant to share a lot of compatibility, pure love, harmony. You are their sunshine. They are your moon. So the moon emotionally grounds the other. They are attuned to your emotions. They are your safe haven. And you being their sunshine, you're taking lead in the relationship, bringing experiences, direction, perspectives into your love. So together you feel complete, and apart you may feel empty inside. Like there's that void to fill. But when you're together, you feel all is right in the universe. So that's why, even come what may at the end of the day, maybe things are upsetting, but you would much rather be sitting right next to each other. So this is literally why this is found in the longest lasting loves. It's that compatibility, great communication, and harmony, but it also feels very healing and soothing and intimate. And this pure love, you have okay, so this one is a lot of compatibility. Your likes and dislikes are similar. The ways you enjoy spending life, same. There are endless opportunities for you to do everything together because you enjoy the same types of experiences, and then your value systems even align. Such pure love. This one here, a Venus miracle. Triple the love, double the blessings. You really can't stay that upset with each other. That's a good thing. It helps you to work through problems with your awareness to the pure love that you share, the adoration, appreciation, and affection that is built into this love. This stems from really good karma together, and this one is past life love. So it's love at first sight because of this connection. It's also exquisite passion, magnetic passion that won't fade. So, I mean, this is the bulk of your energetic chemistry, and this stuff is backstage. So this is 45% of your energetic chemistry, and this is 1%. So it dissipates the further down the line it goes. So your main energy that you will feel strongly is pure love, pure love, pure love, passion, harmony, right? I mean, it's all so exquisite. Yeah, there's work to do. Yeah, it's challenging. And dang, that Mars can really, really, really ignite and shock you if you're not spending that energy. But that's safe to blame and thank Mars for that passion, aggression, right? So congrats on this love. No love is ever easy, but as far as love goes, it's going to be really hard to stay mad at each other with this beautiful energy. That's a positive problem. Okay, let me see if you had any comments or... Oh no, is that tears of crying, sadness, or happiness? My daughter tells me I use that emoji wrong, and now I have it in my head that I don't know which way is backwards. Is it laughing so hard I'm crying? Or is it crying? I thought it was the crying one, I think. And then she's like, no, Mom, that's laughing so hard you're crying. Or I don't know if I got that backwards. Tears of happiness. Okay, that's good. That's good. Good to know. Okay, and then your report should go out tomorrow. That's the updated ETA, although it says like allow 1 to 5 days. Subject to change. It should go out tomorrow, though. All right. Up next, we have MANTSA for 7-2 and 4-7. Your voice is soothing. Thank you. I love that mini read. Looking forward to. I'm so glad you loved it, and thank you for that compliment. All right. You guys, I have to share something with you because I just can't get over how many compliments I've gotten on my voice tonight. I'll get them occasionally, but I think literally like 4 of you in a row. And I just had someone really rude leave some really nasty messages for me, and I had to block them. But before I blocked them, I just said in an audio that, hey, you know, that's fine. You're entitled to feel how you feel, but keep that to yourself. Like, I'm going to block you. And then they message, oh, that's cute. You think I'm going to listen to your haggardly voice? I was like, oh, dude, okay, block. So I think it's just like the universe sending messengers to like validate, like, don't believe those words. Because you know how words, you don't believe them, but you think them. And the more you think things you don't believe, the more they become a belief. Like, I literally have a certification as a master practitioner in neurolinguistic programming. And even though despite that I know these things to be true, a thought, the fate of a thought is it becomes a belief if you think it often enough, even if you don't believe it. That's how they program you in like media, social media, like all the ways that they brainwash and program you is just exposure to those thoughts and ideas, because then you think them and then they become planted subconsciously, and every time you think them again, you're nurturing and growing those as beliefs. And so pretty soon your subconscious mind is wired that way, and you don't even know you're operating off of that subconscious belief, right? That's why you don't think the thoughts you don't want to believe, because you're going to end up believing them, whether you like it or not. That's how it works. So I understand the fate of a thought, but here the universe has delivered you wonderful, beautiful messengers to like give me these compliments. I just want to say thank you. Okay, back to the point. We are doing the next reading up here. And literally that just happened yesterday, you guys, that event. So the timing, very cool. Thank you again. All right, so 7-2 and 4-7. I'm sorry to keep you waiting. My attention span at this hour. I'm so sorry. Oh, there you are with the purple heart. Okay, yours is the one that's up next. Oh, wow. Okay. So this is not an easy love, but you do share a destiny. It is written in the stars that this is your destined soulmate. So much work. It's heavy work. It's a lot of soul work. There are two karmic ties that are very supportive and harmonious even. So much harmony between your souls, and it looks like, let me see. Yeah, it's like in love with your best friend energy. A lot of rewards coming your way together. You are their reward, and then you're meant to experience a lot of rewards together. Love evolves, it dissolves and evolves. It's not over when it feels over. It's meant to emerge as brand new love. So this is a cosmic reward. I'm going to break it down in your reading, which I'm going to start now, but I wanted to kind of give you an overview before I start and say, yeah, this is so challenging, more than your average challenging relationship. So I'm just validating that. Hopefully that does not feel defeating, okay? There's no such thing as a bad love. There's just some loves that are a lot more work. But you know, you're on a royal soul path. You have a lot of inherent soul power. You're not the kind of soul that would say, oh, just give me rainbows, butterflies, and unicorns. I'll take some of that. Well, you have that. You have destiny. You have harmony. You're in love with your best friend energy. There's a lot of support happening in this love. And then so much work, right? Hold on one second. Are you trying to tell me something? You sleepy? She's like, why are we not with the lights out at this hour? I know, baby. Okay, so back to the readings. I'm going to go ahead and set the timer. Set timer for 5 minutes. Okay, so this is known as a karmic cousin connection, and you've got two of these. Again, very positive. Even souls without personal karma who are not karmically tied to planet Earth who reincarnate also have these karmic ties. Again, it's a step removed from a karmic connection, so there's no strong mirror factor. And in giving to your person, you're actually going to learn something from them and also gain keys to unlock doors to your own mysteries. You're on the soul path of a king. That has nothing to do with gender and everything to do with your role. Kings are of the most understanding and sympathetic souls. These were originally created for astrology as a calendar, and this system was taken from humanity so it would not be destroyed, and we all started playing card games. Okay, so there's a whole history that you'll get to read about in that report. Wait, are you the one that ordered the report? I forget. Anyways, your soul path, the king, your soul lessons, King of Hearts. So there's so much, like, you're a very powerful soul. You're meant to lead in some way. Very much business-minded, entrepreneurial skills, and then also this gives you this inherent power in love, which is the ultimate power. You will not stand for injustices in love, and that's why. So there's a lot of explanation here. So yeah, you would not sign up for an easy love. Your partner it's the Ace of Spades, okay? This is the highest spiritual inheritance a soul can possess, and they have that. So they don't get away with thinking it, much less doing it. They are tied to higher karmic laws. And when I say they don't get away with thinking it, I mean, like, misdeeds to others or mistreatment to others. Like, their soul knows better, so they're held very highly accountable for any missteps. They're on a very spiritual path in this lifetime. So the two of you together make a very cute kind of power couple, honestly. A lot of inherent soul power and wisdom. So you're meant to give to them, and in your giving, you're going to unlock doors to your own mysteries, access parts of your destiny, and you're also meant to share a destiny together. So if you think about how a caterpillar dissolves in nature and it's over in that form, but then it emerges as something more magical, it's suddenly a butterfly. Love does something like that. Your love is meant to go through this dissolve and evolve and become better, and then the longer you stay together, the better and better love gets. So once you get that transformation complete, you've got your rewards, which is an octave above Jupiter's blessings. Well, there's an interesting dynamic that goes along with this, where you're challenging your person to do their inner soul work, and once a lot of that is behind them or started, then they won't see you as their challenge anymore. They'll see you as their greatest reward. So yes, Destined Soulmates, this is a 5-minute read, but there's a 5-minute video pinned with a butterfly sticker that will give you more in-depth insights on that connection. But congrats. It is written in the stars that you share this lifetime together. It might feel like it's over at a point. Reinstall hope. As long as love is not abusive, you have higher powers with your hearts and your souls guiding you back together, and to know and trust your destiny together. This moon connection is a lot of harmony between your souls. So it's ineffable, because when you first meet, you're going to recognize this energy. You're going to recognize each other. You might not quite be able to put your finger on it, but it's so soothing and intimate and harmonious together, and you could talk all day and all night, because this is great communication. It's really easy to share your thoughts and feelings and ideas. So with you being the moon, you're their safe haven. You're emotionally grounding them, attuned to their emotions, and they are your sunshine, which means like a breath of fresh air, bringing ideas and inspo, perspectives, direction, and experiences into your love. So you balance each other out with that yin-yang energy. You complete each other when you're together, and when you're apart, it's why it feels empty. It's why you're craving, like, I need to see you even if you're upset. With each other, you're like, I'd rather be mad at you, but just come sit right next to me. So anyways, it really pulls you in to want to be together and crave each other. And then this is unconditional love to the highest degree. It's a really valuable connection that adds to the health, vitality, and longevity of your love. You may be perceived as unpredictable in the relationship, and you're meant to be a little bit to some degree. Sorry, that's super loud. You're meant to take off and pursue your individuality and independence and have life outside of this love. But when you sync your schedule with your partner, then they can also do the same. Otherwise, they may perceive you as, well, they may feel, oh, they love me not, and be uncertain how you really truly feel about spending time with them. So couples with this connection should always prioritize date night, never skip that. Reassure your partner, show and tell them that they are important, right? I also see the soul work you guys are doing. Oh, your partner has your back in this life. You had their back in a past life. So it's a friendly karmic debt. It produces a strong, powerful, positive attraction, romantic feelings. It's like, high five, I'm paying it forward in this lifetime. It's like that kind of good vibe and good energy. It's a strong attraction. And then over time, as they're great to lean on and providing things for you, it might feel parental if they get critical, okay? It's not supposed to play out that way, but sometimes it can. But that's the meaning of that madness. Just kidding. If they get salty, it's Saturn energy. They're not understanding the divine assignment. So maybe I would get like the report so they can read it for themselves. If they are critical, it's easy to forgive that as long as they're not staying in that pattern. I'm not saying that they are, but the potential exists there, okay? And then here in the 8th connection, you have been chosen as their teacher. They chose you to help guide them towards more success and achievement. status, recognition, career, relationships, all the Saturn things. So through your advice and understanding that you offer them, they can experience those big improvements. But just know that you are seeing them under a microscope. You don't want to be calling out what you're seeing or be critical. That would just play out at the lowest expression, right? But it's also not very easy seeing someone under a microscope. It's like, I don't want to see you in that light, but yet you are equipped to see how they're getting it wrong, like a teacher sees where a student didn't get it right and knows what guidance they need to make those improvements or corrections, right? So finesse that, and you're golden. And then you've got, all right, 2 Pluto soul contracts. This is fate bringing you together for this. Your soul is helping your partner's soul evolve and transform. So when you show up, this energy shows up subconsciously. It's nothing that you can really change or do, or it's just that you exist, okay? And you're helping your person evolve quickly. And in our evolutionary journey, we expand, we contract, we feel greater than, we feel less than. So as you see the best version of them, and they're going to show you that, you're truly bringing that out of them. You're reminding them of that highest version of themselves. And then in that contraction and the deaths and rebirths and soul growth, they can feel less than, they can feel confronted by your energy. It can be like a caged animal lashing out, like there's no escape from this energy. Every time you show up, that energy shows up. So depending on many factors, it can cause them to fight or flight, okay? Not always, sometimes. It is backstage energy, so it's still relevant, it's still there, but it is less intense than, say, if it were up here, right? It's still part of your love story. And then you've got Mars. It's passion, it's intensity. Your partner and you are both Mars to each other. So what this is it's magnetic love, it's fireworks. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're not spending that energy, like staying physical together, passionately, productively, hobbies, whatever you do, whatever you love to do that a lot. I mean, consistently. Otherwise, those fireworks start going off in the wrong direction and start shocking. Your love can be destructive. So anger flying. Anger cannot burn love down, but the direction it takes can. So I'm not too worried. You guys have it in your 10th connection. So it's less intrusive there than it would be there. So just know it's fireworks. You've got the magic ingredient that some loves are missing, that they have to work to create that spark and keep it alive, right? For you guys, it's just like, oh, the spark never fades. You know what? I find that's pretty good stuff. That's enjoyable love when you have that passion. It's like, where have you been all my life kind of energy. All right, so if I muted you, it's just because the full date of birth isn't allowed on TikTok. It violates the guidelines, but you're welcome to stay. I promise I'm not mad. I hope you're not mad either. Okay, you guys, I have one more paid reading, and then I am going to get some beauty sleep because my brain's already in bed. All right, someone with the patience of a saint. Who are you? Anne, sorry. I said Anna, but I meant Anne. For 6-1 and your partner 822. This will be the last 5-minute reading. There you are. Thank you so much for your patience and my little detours. You're so welcome. You are so welcome. Also, for those of you who really want the soul tie report, it is $11 off. Today was a monumental moment in history, astrologically speaking. I do hope you guys caught wind of that on TikTok. I'll give you the whole spiel after I deliver this reading. But this energetic event was so powerful, it's not going to occur to the same extent for 300 years, but this event won't happen again for another 77 years, says NASA. So long story short, if you didn't already make your wishes, it's not too late. Make them now, because the universal cosmic forces, everything's aligned and so powerfully aligned with a new moon. Everything is so potent. It's the right recipe for wish fulfillment. So make those wishes. And you guys, there's a reason why my artist name is Wish Artist. Okay. Anyways, I'll dive into that after this reading. also said everyone is an artist. Everyone is born an artist, and I believe him. Okay, magically. This doesn't happen very often. So, couples will usually have between 6 and 10 connections, and most of them have between 8 and 10. You guys have 8. So, basically, this is your remix in this lifetime. Whatever past life energy you have, it's all coming forward. So, let's take a look at what you have. And again, this is for Anne. I know you've been waiting so patiently for me, and I'm ready to begin, but I just didn't want you to miss it if you did step away at all. Okay, for High Priestess 11, that's who you are. Okay, there you are. Perfect. All right, so you guys are coming together with a lot of pure love and unconditional love. It's kind of been a theme tonight, honestly. I don't see this every night. A lot of Venus and Uranus energy, which means in love with your best friend. This, again, when it shows up in the collective, I keep reading it all night, and it's so cool. It's one of the best combos because this is longevity, it's health and vitality for love. There's nothing better than that. Freedom to be yourself, going off in your own direction, just like friends do. Like no expectations or restrictions on each other's freedom or how you choose to, navigate through life and go explore. Friends have a lot in common, but they also have their own separate interests. So there's plenty of time and space for you guys to go off and have life outside of this love. And then I'm also seeing the direction the energy flowing is you're kind of the one that's unpredictable. At least you're supposed to be, okay? Not a bad thing. Just reassure your person that you do want to spend time with them because they may wonder if they're a priority. Oh, she loves me not, as they observe you doing your free bird thing, right? So when you sync your schedules without placing restrictions on each other's schedule, just kind of sync them up, you're able to allow your partner to have that life outside of love too, where they're not feeling uncertain, and then prioritize couple time. Couples with this much Uranus energy flowing in one direction should definitely prioritize date night, not skip it. And then you have all the time in the world to go do whatever it is your heart desires, and then your person's not feeling less than a priority. Okay, now the other advantage is like it's trust and respect, and it's all mutual here. You guys are past life friends. You've got 2 of these connections, but this is where your past life energy is right here. So really beautiful. It's like instant friends and so comfortable to be yourself and feel accepted. There's nothing like that kind of love. Okay, as for this pure love, it's super potent and there's so much compatibility, and I'll dive into that in a minute, but you have past life love. I see it here. Deep love, true love, timeless love. You've built this love in many lifetimes. So not only do you recognize each other immediately, and this is love at first sight, but you may have this strong desire to start building on this love or commit right away. Understand like, hey, this is my person. Like, I don't want to let go of this person already. I love them. Because that energy comes forward from past lifetimes, we may not consciously access the memories we've made together, but that energy's there and you are interpreting it emotionally. And that translates as the deepest love. So you're not out of your mind to love someone you just met. You just have past life Venus connections. And that's indeed, you're definitely the couple that believes in love at first sight because you have experienced that together. So this stems from keeping karma kind together over many incarnations as loves. And this one is a lot of compatibility. Your likes and your dislikes are very similar. You could probably make a cute little list on all the things you each like and dislike, and it would align really nicely. Also, the way you enjoy experiencing life, different activities. You're both really going to enjoy life because you enjoy the same activities, right? I already said that twice, sorry. Your value systems are going to align really nicely, which also contributes to the success of a relationship. The fact that pure love is there, you're never going to run out of that. It's extra potent and it's flowing straight at you, so you're really not going to be able to stay mad at your person. Not that they would ever make you mad, but let me see. Oh yeah, they will, but not on purpose. They're Mars to you. You're Mars to them too. We'll cross that bridge in a second. But this energy, true love, pure love, deep love, lasting love, this is super glue for your love. You don't run out of love ever, ever. It's an abundant supply in this love. So let me talk about, before I get to that connection, I do want to talk about the God of War here because, yeah, let's give much respect to, I'm not going to villainize the God of War, but I will say you might want to spend that energy so it doesn't get destructive. Okay, because like fireworks, they're meant to be exquisite and exciting, but they can very well devastate and burn things down if they're not harnessed correctly. So you just want to keep that energy flowing through your physical activity. Hobbies together are no longer a luxury, they are a necessity. So do that as often as you can, and that really is your key. We're not always able to have the energy or the time or the wherewithal to continually stay either passionate or productive. So in those moments where you have more friction in your relationship as a result of not spending that energy, you'll just have to, as kindly as possible, neutralize the blame and just blame the God of War. Okay, now, true story though. Neutralize the blame is important, and to really understand it's the energy you're navigating that is intense. It can definitely feel dramatic and hopefully not toxic. But it can, it can produce some very shocking and heartbreaking arguments out of nowhere that can be, it can lead to doubt. Like, I don't know if I love this person anymore. They really ticked me off. Okay, hopefully not. Because this energy does serve to, we all can be provoked. We all have our little buttons, if you will, and you each know how to push each other's buttons. When you do that, it's not going to be intentional. Hopefully not, okay? With this energy anyway, you're going to do it without trying. And what it serves to do is call both of your awareness to what does anger you. Because is it a pattern or is it anchored somewhere to fear-based energy? Like, what is that attached to? So it causes us to really look deeper at why we have that button in the first place. Because it's like you, but no, it's me, but it's us. Yeah, it's Mars. Okay. I promise you this is not fun to explain. But if you ever get the report, it does a more deep dive on it. So this is a 5-minute reading, but I could easily spend 10 minutes on Mars alone. This one is past life Mars, so it has a little bit different purpose, but you spend the energy in the same way. Stay physical or neutralize the blame if you're unable to. Something in a past life did not get to play out. I don't know if it's passion, maybe a life where love was not consummated, or it could have also been sweeping aggression or anger or argument under the rug and just not addressing, or something that didn't get to come full circle. So in this lifetime, it will be expressed. When that energy rears its head, you will understand the divine assignment is to, okay, what is this anchored in? Is it a pattern here? Is it fear-based energy that this anger triggered? Or this anger was triggered by this fear-based energy? Or could this be something in a past life that is seeking resolution? Okay, because you've got both of these connections here. If you want to just take the shortcut, just, be like, hey, you know what? We're just going to spend this energy more often. We're going to both work on our buttons, and we're just going to appreciate all this passion that we have. And it's going to be lust at first sight because of that strong, magnetic, passionate connection. You're never going to run out of passion. So that's something to celebrate. All right, Pluto energy. I've also seen a lot of these connections tonight, but what this is a sacred soul contract that is left over from a past life where you're transforming together. It is painful, but it's also beautiful when souls sign up to do this work together. And it is your partner whose presence will subconsciously remind you of who you came here to be. And then you're suddenly the best version of yourself around them. They definitely bring that out. The divine timing, and when you met, your soul was ready for this, like remembering who Like you're aligning to the highest version of yourself, just like we all are, but they're really helping, they're your catalyst. They're really helping you get there faster. So feeling it and presenting as that, even though you haven't truly sometimes made the foundational changes to be that, that's actually how they're going to get you there faster. All of which plays out subconsciously. They don't even have to know they're doing it. But if you understand this, then you can know that sometimes it feels painful. Like, I've come so far, I still have far to go. I just want to be accepted where I'm at. Now, while you may not have that inner monologue, because it's all subconsciously occurring, and that energy can feel confronting, that's what that is. So pinpointing that can help you understand why sometimes it's fight or flight. You just want to move away from that energy. Really hold a lot of compassion and acceptance for yourself, because that energy is no joke. It's intense. All right. Also, last but not least, you have beautiful Jupiter's blessings, and you are their blessings, so you're giving to them something of value on the mundane level. So it can be money, gifts, your presence is also valuable to them. They're meant to receive and appreciate you and what you're giving. Their gratitude is what exponentially increases and expands this flow of abundance for the both of you. So this can make it feel like a lucky love. You should not be the only one giving. Couples create soul ties in this lifetime, but they also have the ones that are written in the stars. So the magic elixir to forever is both partners giving. So as long as you don't feel underappreciated or taken for granted or taken advantage of, and they're also giving and mainly appreciating, then you're both blessed, then that is magic. It is luck, growth, and expansion. It's happily ever after type energy. This does stem from good karma, from doing good deeds for others together in a past life, so you both get this connection. Let me see where your past life energy is. Leftover soul contact, something didn't get to play out with Mars, past life friends, past life loves, and good karma. So yeah, some couples will have 10 connections, and then if they have 10, they might have up to 30 connections, which many incarnations over centuries, right? But for you guys, like, you do have a lot of history, but that's it, and you get all of that energy again. Like, oh, that was so good, let's do a rerun. I love it. I love it. Okay, so now if you do want to get the full report, you already paid anyways, you can use what you paid as a credit. I'll show you where to book the upgrade. So in the link where you book, just scroll to the very bottom where it says upgrade. And you can get it for $29 instead of $44. It is on a flash sale for $33 for everybody tonight, but it's normally $44. So I can't combine the offers, which is why this is a discount from the $44, and you just pay $29. So the full report, if ever you want it, you don't have to get it tonight. There's a 30-day offer on that. So, and I'm not super strict with the 30 days, just in case you're wondering. I just have to put some kind of expiry on there. So yeah, no pressure. Like, if you just want to think about it or come back, and I don't know, sometimes it's cool to have that as a keepsake or a healing tool or whatnot. Let me know if you have any questions too. So I don't know if you are an artist, but your soul is. You're very artistically gifted. And what's interesting, there's so many things you can discover about your souls in that soul report. The soul tie report also goes over each of your souls, but I want to share something with you. Like, you're probably really drawn to natural methods of healing, like earth remedies, like earth grown remedies, and like maybe especially like utilizing it for medicinal or nutritional purposes. And that's literally how your body will heal best, and the stars know that about you. You guys are so much incredible truths about your soul and your destiny and all of the above. Your birthrights, your gifts, your wisdom, your tests in this lifetime, your keys to overcoming, and all of that. So if you do want to report, you can dive into some fun, fascinating truths about your soul. Your person, I want to tell you about their superpower because they're not always appreciated for it, but they definitely deserve some understanding at least. And maybe they do need to rein in on their superpower. I don't know your person, but I know people with their soul gifts. Okay, I birthed a soul like this. They're on the soul path of an emperor, and their superpower is the gift of debate. They have this aerial bird's eye view of all moving parts in an argument, and they will never engage in a debate unless they can win. So it's wise not to argue with them. Does that resonate? And also for them, it's like so fun, and that's how they learn a lot. So they're not trying to fight with you, but they're really good at it. They are not going to lose. But again, like they'll just debate just to debate because it's fun. But not everybody has fun with that, and they can get confused and hurt by that. But they deserve some recognition for that because boy, oh boy, do they have that bird's eye view. It's pretty incredible, like very strong intellectual souls. And you have some powerful wisdom. You're a very old, wise soul with so much wisdom to share with the world. Beautiful artist soul. You're so welcome. You guys, I want to give you a website. Now you can get a lot more information in a report about your souls, but use this website as a tool to get to know yourself on a soul level, your children, people you know and love and meet. And this is a website that I love. It's super simple to use and navigate. It is not my website. It belongs to a destiny astrologer based out of Mexico, and she just does a really good job summing it up. Typing it out right now. It's kind of long, and it is a .com website, okay? But when you type the website in, all you do is click on your birth month and day, and up pops the screen. It's so easy to navigate, and then you can read about your beautiful soul and your gifts and then your persons, and it's really fun. If ever you get any report, whether it's a prediction report or a soul ties, past life connections report, you get to read about your soul, your partner's soul in the soul tie report, and then in the prediction report, you get to read all about your soul. Or if you ordered their predictions, whoever's predictions you order. You're so welcome. All right, you guys, I am so off to sleep, and I will be back tomorrow doing some more free readings, and paid readings, but the reports I'm just going to leave on a sale overnight because that's fun for me. Let me make sure I have the sale expiration updated. Let's do through, oh my gosh, it's my grandma's birthday today. March 1st. Souls born today, if you know them, this might be their last incarnation, and they are known as the giver of givers. They're very artistic souls, and they're very psychically gifted. They do not have an easy incarnation. Boy, are they carrying a heavy load in this lifetime. Beautiful souls. Rest in peace to my grandma. She's inspired my art career, and it's pretty amazing. It's her birthday today. So she was born on leap year on the 29th. So really, I think it was so close to midnight that her parents chose March 1st because the doctor or the hospital said that the parents could decide. So they could pick February 28th or March 1st. And as an astrologer, I would say March 1st was the right decision because that will more align esoterically to the energy of her soul. So yeah, March 1st she chose as her birthday. Or no, not she didn't, but her parents did. Okay, you guys, I'm going to go to sleep, but that sale is good for the whole day, March 1st. Right. What was the website? Here, let me pin it for you. Oh, thank you, Alexandria. Also, I love your name. You know what? It prompts me to share this about the system of astrology that I read from, the Book of Destiny. So this system has existed before the zodiac was discovered by the Babylonians in 1892 BC, so before Christ. That's when they discovered the zodiac. So this system has been around longer than that, since the it has ancient origins, okay? It was taken from humanity, so it would not be lost or destroyed as much of history has been. And that's why your name reminds me of this. It was a prompt to tell the story, because in ancient Alexandria, Egypt, the library of ancient Alexandria burnt down. So all of the world's wisdom that was stored there sometime after the era of Ptolemy, destroyed. So I'm so glad that this system of astrology was preserved, and a lot of history is preserved, so it's not destroyed. So anyways, per that same prophecy, the system would return to humanity someday. And guess what? It has. About 300 years ago was its earliest documented return. And there are temple manuscripts that I'm sharing for subscriber-only content. So if you're interested in this system, in the history of it, and knowing how in those temple manuscripts they talk about Jesus' childhood and how he was taken to ancient Egypt, to the temples, to study the religion of the stars, which is this system. I call it the wisdom of the stars. Other people call it different things. It's also known as the Book of Destiny, the ancient Book of Time. It has several names. It's known as the mystical science of the cards, but yes, it was preserved over centuries and centuries. So this is where I read twin flames. They're only born 15 days out of the year. Karmic soul ties, they're not always intense. There are many types of karmic connections. And soulmates. There are many different types of soulmates and reasons why soulmates come together. And also destined soulmates, soulmates who have earned being each other's destiny in the next lifetime. You guys are amazing. You found each other because you have to be in alignment with yourself and the cosmos in order to meet your destined soulmate. So that's cool stuff. If you want to hear more about destined soulmates, there's a pinned video with a butterfly sticker. The thumbnail says reconciliation written in the stars. So it's a 5-minute video if you're interested. But if you want to find out if you share destiny, fate, karma, soul contracts, past life love, what kind of soulmates you are, I would get that report. In Egypt, I am with my subjects and it was beautiful and confident. Oh my gosh, I love that. Ooh, that gave me chills. That's very cool. Do you want a soul compliment? You don't have to, like if it resonates for you. But you have that website. You could also look it up if you didn't want to share it with I almost said share it with the class. Share it with the rest of us. So like time traveling. Oh, so sorry, I forgot to pin it. Let me see if I can find it. There it is. Okay. My apologies, it just got pinned. Thank you again for posting that. So if you want to know your soul's age and development, I teach you how to read that. And if you guys are subscribers, I'm going to do some tutorials on that. So the free PDF that you get when you book a live reading, it tells you all 365 days of the year. The oldest of souls are born the first half of the year. The youngest of souls are born the last half of the year. You don't find those old souls born in the last half of the year, and you don't find the young souls born in the first half of the year. But adult souls and very seasoned adult souls, the older adult souls, are born throughout the year. Born on the least day of the years are the ancient souls that are not karmically tied to this planet, but they incarnate for a very specific purpose. We all do, but to anchor unconditional love on this planet. They are very highly spiritually protected because their path requires it, not because they're more special than anyone else. Is a great-great-grandma more special than a 2-year-old? No. 2-year-olds are kind of cuter, I don't know, but great-great-grandmas are really special. So there's no way to say one soul is better than the other. It's just really cool to find out, like, are you a great-grandma soul like me? I don't know, you're connected to your inner child, you can stay joyful, but you're also here kind of on a serious mission, and the universe reminds you, stay on that path. You don't get away with deviating from your spiritual duties, but yeah, have fun. Stay connected to your inner child. That's going to come naturally to you, ancient souls, and the younger souls, which are beautiful examples. And they also look young and act young their whole lives, those younger souls. So it's nice to know like what soul you're raising. My mini-me, she is known as the fairest of them all. And she absolutely is. She's very fair, and it really hurts her when, she's at that age where kids aren't always fair at school, and she always will talk about it because that is a huge emphasis for her little soul. So you get to see their little soul traits from early on, and you get to nourish that. Like, think of how cool that is. For her birthday last year, I got her this little heart mirror that was pretty ornate, but you flip it upside down because it's got like the magnifying mirror on the other side. And she's like, "Oh, Mom, look, it's a spade. It's like my birth card," because her birth card is the Queen of Spades. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so cute." So anyways, yeah, nurture those little cute little superpowers that your little ones have. We don't recommend, as astrologers, it's not ethically appropriate to get their destiny report and actually believe that they have the power to co-create, because they're still coming into their personalities, right? And they're still developing in ways that they're not really co-creating with that energy until they're really well into their teenage years and adult years. Every child develops differently. So use your discernment if you wanted to get like a destiny report for your children. But use that website. Get to know your cuties. Get to know them. And also, if you subscribe, I'll give you more videos and such on reading the age of a soul. So it's kind of fun. Old soul and young at heart, right? Serious and love to laugh and paint. I love that. I see some of your comments were filtered, and that was not me. It was TikTok. I'm not sure. Okay. All right, I'm off to sleep. And also, I'm sorry I'm not able to get to all of the comments, and I hope no one felt ignored. I did an upgrade. Yay. I'm going to get those reports out tomorrow as the ETA on those, you guys. And paint the town red. I love it. Okay, you guys, good night, and I will see you guys all again soon. Take care.